So I just want to make sure that we don't lose sight of the objective that it is to get funding across the country on a permanent basis. We have something going on in Ontario right now. It is a good first step, but there is, of course, so much more to do as we move on. So I want to talk to you today about three things just very quickly because I don't want to get too far behind. And these are three things that you can start to do right away in order to help us with our efforts. First one is developing your personal story. I've included a guide for you in your packages. I hope you have it. And again, I'm just in the interest of time, I'm not going to go through it in a lot of detail, but basically it's designed to help you be able to develop your personal story or to talk about your personal experience in the case of a healthcare professional. So whether it's your personal story as a patient, whether it's your personal story as a family member or caregiver or whatever it may be, you need to be able to develop and tell your personal story. And the reason is very simple, is because this is what connects you to the decision maker as a human being. If you can't connect to that person, if they can't sense that this is something that is real, that it's affecting real people in their lives, then it's not going to matter. They'll stay disconnected from what's happening here. So it's really, really important that you do that and that you develop it. And again, we are here to help you do that. I would suggest that you go through the guide, read it. If you have questions or comments, please let us know. We're happy to help you, again, develop it and deliver it and whatever it may be. Because again, it is an absolute cornerstone piece of advocacy moving forward. Secondly, the Email Your Premier and Health Minister tool. This is online. It's on the Atypical aHUS Canada website. And you'll find it under the Advocacy and Support tab. And when you click on it, it prompts you to send an email directly to the Minister of Health or the Premier in your province. Now, we're in the process of modifying it a little bit right now. So, for example, in Alberta, we don't know who the Minister of Health is going to be until tomorrow when the Cabinet's sworn in. So there's going to be some changes coming. So we don't ask you to necessarily run out right away and do this, but we are modifying the tool. When it's modified, we'll let you know, and please go on and use it. This is what's called a volume exercise in advocacy. This is where you go online and you send an email as many times as you want, a day if you want, to these decision makers. This is something you can have your family and friends do. It's very quick, it's very easy, and it generates a lot of noise right at the top levels of government and again across the country. We have 10 of these in every province. We've created the ability to be able to do this very effectively. And then finally, and I know I'm going through this very quickly, the advocacy packages. Again, they're available on the website under the Advocacy and Support section. You basically click on the tab, up comes a list of the provinces, and then you click on your province and you'll see the documents come up. Essentially, these documents are designed to allow you to do two primary things. Number one, send an email to your local provincial member of parliament requesting a meeting and going and having a meeting with that person. And number two, as a resident of the province, to be able to email directly to the Minister of Health your concerns about this. Now, again, remember, you're emailing the Minister of Health using the tool, but you can also send this template letter, if you will, to the Minister of Health using the advocacy package. Again, we're in the process of modifying them with the change in Ontario, with the interim funding. We're modifying that. We've also got some changes in some of the other provinces because there's been elections and all of that kind of stuff. So that's coming, and again, we'll let you know when it's ready and you can go on and use it. We really, really encourage you to use these advocacy packages, particularly, number one, the going and meeting with your provincial member of parliament, because again, there is no substitute for a face-to-face meeting, and that's where you're going to be able to tell your personal story. And that's where it's going to have the maximum impact. So for example, we talk about the fact that there's this process going on in Ontario. The government has set up this process, and the process, in all fairness, has to be given a chance to work. You can't just say, well, my physician applied and I didn't hear 2 days later, so I'm in a panic and it doesn't work. You can't do that. You have to let the process work. But after some period of time, if it's not working, or it's taking too long, or it is a process issue, as Michelle talks about, then it's time for you to go back to your provincial representative, because they represent you, this is their job, and say, you know what, I don't think this government process is working. It's not working properly. And again, I need you to intervene on my behalf, or I need you some kind of help to get this resolved, kind of thing, okay? So again, this advocacy package will allow you to be able to do that kind of work in a very, very efficient and focused manner. Any questions or comments about those 3 items? Yes?
Anything to the federal government?
No, there's not, because in this particular case, we're talking about access to medications at the provincial level only. Yeah, that's it. All right, appreciate your time. Thank you so much.